All right, good afternoon, everybody. Glad to see many faces that I have seen before, and glad to meet a lot of people who haven't yet and haven't had an opportunity. Welcome to our working session for what was called as software-defined memory. But now, if you have heard recently, I'm very happy to share that actually we are now full project under sub-project under server track in OCP with the name is Composable Memory System. So I'm really happy to put our name first time on our slides, which will be called Composable Memory System. Thank you, CMAC. So what I'm going to do is basically a quick update of where we started, where we are, and really then quickly hand off to the remaining discussion for today, where we are going to walk through use case requirements that we collected, worked on. Then we will go through ecosystem readiness, multiple presentation from ecosystem readiness, and then talk about the project that we are ready to work on, sub-project under server track, what exactly the scope of the work is, and what work we should be thinking about as we go along, and that more of where we start collecting our thoughts together as we start planning our journey for the next year. Hopefully by that time I'll have Michael coming and talk about what does it mean when we transition as a FTI to a sub-project, and logistically what it means and how people can join and contribute to this work. So that's what we'll do. Let me just quickly, for people who have not been involved in this work, let me give you a little bit of a tour of how we landed, where we are, and how we've done things. So we started in February 2021 under Future Technology Initiative, exploring what things can be done in this area specifically, or very vaguely defined as software-defined memory, and we wanted to put behind more thoughts on it. We got a quick team together with ad hoc bunch of folks who are very interested and motivated about this, and we put a charter together. We ran by people who could give us feedback, people who have guided us from the industry, and decided that we want to really focus on key applications that will drive what this is called as software-defined memory. Go out there, do the survey, understand what the characteristics that are important for these applications. So as we start defining the real work, it will be based on what will be adopted in the industry. So that's where we started. Let's identify, then make sure that we align on our nomenclature. Make sure that we have the right things said in the right way, so that we are seeking the same things when we are talking about it together. One thing before I forget, I must say that actually what I'm going to present and what I'm going to talk about right now is basically, it's just I'm representing. There's a very dedicated group of people who got together every week for last 1.5 years. So I must really say that, I'm just saying that these are the people who did all the work, and they are all over, but at least some of them I can see here. They are the ones who have done the work. So I must say that this is all to their credit. So the whole goal was really, as OCP has been driving towards next generation projects, that we want to focus on hardware software co-design and make sure that the solutions are going to be well baked from all the aspects of use cases, hardware contributions, software contributions from specification perspective, and complete it with the benchmarks and metrics and tools and everything that is important for somebody to use those in the real world. We had a lot of people, as I said, people from device and system vendors, CPU vendors, CSPs, so that you can bring the use cases, ISVs, so that we can build the software and provide the right solutions, analysts which looking at from the outside, from the industry, and say what things are important from the industry perspective. So we got this bunch of very motivated folks who have been driving this, and will continue to be the part of the team which are going to continue to do the work. But we are, of course, expecting now that this is something that we want to scale beyond only few of us who are getting together. And being a part of the OCP sub-project gives us that access and that kind of a reach that we can hopefully drive going forward. We made a plan in 2021, and we evolved as we went along, that actually we wanted to make sure that we can fit in a timeline, achieve the goals, so that we can decide whether we want to, as is true with any innovation project, right? You want to have hypothesis, you have a plan, you put goals for it. And if you think that is met, then you continue to make it as a full project. If not, you say, okay, now let me work on a different problem, do that quick work. So that's what we did. Our goal was to decide by this year whether there is enough work and motivation for making sure that this is a full project. And we went through developing that plan. Focus area was formed, and then we had multiple team leaders. We had ready from Intel driving use case for database caching. A quick note on that. We had done a survey out there to figure out what are the top use cases that drive that will drive SDM. And based on that, we created focus items. Database and caching, we had AML, HPC, Samir Mittal and then Samir Rajadnya drove the work in this area. We had virtualization servers, Renu from VMware was driving, Rekha has been driving a lot of our initiative from the what devices are going to support as well as the industry and academia, and then we had work on the industry reach out. Won't go through the details, but we created what hardware software co-design blueprint would mean. This is going to be the key structure for white paper that we want to publish soon. This has been something that we have been planning, and we would like to make sure that all the stuff that we have collected, we start going and putting it out for the industry to review and make comments on. With that marathon speech, let me just be happily share with you guys that SDM is graduating to composable memory systems, and looking forward to contribution from the whole industry people who are joining here and contribute and let us take to the name. Thank you.